Hi everyone. Last time I read the poem Mandalay by Rudyard Kipling. Today I'm going to read the poem The Charge of the Light Brigade by Alfred Lord Tennyson. The Light Brigade was a unit of soldiers on horseback that fought in the Crimean War in the 1850s. The Crimean War took place in the Crimea, which is part of Russia. It's in southern Russia, and it's a peninsula that sticks down into the Black Sea. It was fought on one side by the Russians and the other side by the British, the French, and the Ottomans. That is to say, Turkey. The Ottomans had actually been fighting the Russians for about a year, and they weren't doing very well. In fact, the British and French were afraid that the Ottoman city of Constantinople, otherwise known as Istanbul, Turkey, was going to fall to the Russians, and they were not okay with that, and that's why they got involved in the war. Had the city fallen to the Russians, they would have had access to the Mediterranean Sea, and that was the domain of the British and French, and they weren't about to let the Russians be there. The war itself was horrific. It only lasted about 3 years, but it claimed 900,000 soldiers and civilian dead. Worse than that, the vast majority of them, about 80% of them, didn't die in battle. They died from disease. There was disease rampant on both sides of the war. Most of it was cholera from tainted water. There was a British nurse there who was attending to the sick and dying, and she was so appalled by what she saw, the constant misery, deaths every day. When she returned from the war, she wrote about it and told the world about it. And as a result, people actually listened, and armies all over the world started taking the prevention of disease a lot more seriously. Her name was Florence Nightingale. The particular battle that the poem refers to was between Russian troops and British troops. The Russian troops were at the base of a valley, a big grassy plain at the bottom of a hill. The British troops were at the top of the hill, and they charged down and took on the Russians. Things didn't go well for the British troops right from the beginning. First of all, they were led by a man named Lord Cardigan, who wasn't a very good commander. He was best known for the fact that he always wore a red sweater underneath his army coat, and that particular style of sweater became known as a cardigan. However, he courageously led the troops down the hill, but as soon as they started down, the Russians let loose with cannon fire from every direction. And even though all the cannon fire somehow managed to miss Lord Cardigan, by the time he got to the bottom of the hill, he couldn't see a thing because the smoke was so bad. And he then pulled off the interesting trick of charging completely through the Russian lines and out the back, which of course rendered him useless for the rest of the battle. Technically, it was a Russian victory because the British were not able to advance at all based on the outcome, although in terms of loss of life, it was far worse for the Russians. So here we go with The Charge of the Light Brigade by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Half a league, half a league, half a league onward, all in the valley of death rode the 600. Forward the Light Brigade, charge for the guns, he said. Into the valley of death rode the 600. Forward the Light Brigade, was there a man dismayed? Not though the soldier knew someone had blundered. Theirs not to make reply, theirs not to reason why, theirs but to do and die. Into the valley of death rode the 600. Cannon to right of them, cannon to left of them, cannon in front of them, volleyed and thundered, stormed at with shot and shell, boldly they rode, and well. Into the jaws of death, into the mouth of hell, rode the 600. Flashed all their sabres bare, flashed as they turned in air, sabering the gunners there, charging an army while all the world wondered. Plunged in the battery smoke, right through the line they broke, Cossack and Russian reeled from the sabre stroke, shattered and sundered. Then they rode back, but not the 600. Cannon to the right of them, cannon to the left of them, cannon behind them, volleyed and thundered, stormed at with shot and shell, while horse and hero fell. That they had fought so well, came through the jaws of death, back from the mouth of hell, all that was left of them, left of 600. When can their glory fade? Oh, the wild charge they made, all the world wondered. Honor the charge they made, honor the Light Brigade, noble 600.